We've had several reports of trees down on roads, tree limbs down, and this photo I thought was a little bit more significant. This is sent in from Kelly over in Kendallville, where she said this is her property and about 50 trees were down on her property alone. We were up this morning. If you were joining us on 21Alive News from 4:30 to 7 in the morning, we had our own Samantha Condra out this morning in 21Alive Storm Tracker, and she was just north of Kendallville around the Cree Lake area where there were crews trying to clear off the roads because in some cases people couldn't get out of their homes because of how much the trees were down pretty much surrounding a small neighborhood. So peak wind gusts for us up to about 62 miles per hour. It's looking like some of our peak wind gusts across the region going anything from 50 to 60 in some cases. New Haven, that 62 mile per hour marker. Here's a look at satellite and radar as we start to get things going just a little bit more. And we'll be able to show you when it comes to things. Oh, of course, my computer decides to freeze right now as we're live. I wish I could show you this screen right now. It is completely white, which I guess at least it did it now and not last night. Let's see if I can pull it back up. Of course, it goes black screen. Here we go. All right, here's satellite and radar. I take you back about 12 hours. And here's the storm system as it went through the Chicagoland area. If you have family in Chicago, like I do, this was something you were keeping an eye on. There were significant reports of rotation through the Chicagoland area, even going into places like Crown Point and Cedar Lake in northwest Indiana. Then as the storm system tried to go into South Bend, we still had a few reports of rotation, but it was quickly starting to lose a lot of its strength. In South Bend, though, we had thousands of people without power. Then it started to knock onto our doorstep. We were dealing with the storm system anything from about midnight to 2 in the morning. And as it moved through 21 country, we had really just pulsy bits of this line where we had some sporadic wind gusts up to about 60 miles per hour, causing some of those kind of just disjointed tree damage and power line damage across the region. Then as we moved from Indiana to Ohio, this thing just fell apart. I mean, there is nothing to it. We even started to zap up even the rain that we had with it, to the point where here we are this morning and there's just no northern extent to this system. In fact, I zoomed things out. Here's a look at how things are going. This is the remnants of the system at this point in southern Indiana. That's why the southern half of the state is in a level 1 marginal risk for severe weather, but I'm not expecting that to be anything for us. We are looking to be very quiet as the rest of the day is concerned. So that marginal risk for severe weather to our south because of the remnants of that system. And you'll see on future track, it moves out. We're partly to mostly sunny for today. We have the chance for a stray shower or two tonight as a cooler batch of air comes in from the north. That's going to help to zap out some of the humidity. But today, still going to be warm and humid before we get to that point. A much cooler trend is in store. Highs go back into the upper 70s Thursday and Friday with a sunny and peaceful stretch. Jess, we deserve it at this point, and I am certainly happy to see the change in the forecast. My sleep schedule needs it, so.
Yeah, the 7th-day is looking a lot brighter.
Yeah.
There's more sunshine, less rain, so we certainly, like you said, deserve that list. Thanks so much for the updates. All right, we want to show you some more damage throughout 21 country. This is what we were seeing this morning on southbound I-69 near DeKalb County. Indiana State Police tells a tree fell on top of a semi-truck while the driver was still inside. And we understand he was taken to a hospital, but is expected to be okay. And over on West State Boulevard, take a look at this. You can see damage to the porch of a home and a tree down on a sidewalk. And then a traffic light was blown over at the intersection of State and Sherman. At the time, Sherman was closed as crews cleared the scene. Now, I spoke to our Samantha Condra just a little bit ago, and she said as of about an hour ago, that was still closed. So, like Liz was saying, make sure you send us any of those damaged photos. Moving on to some of your other headlines, though. IU health officials say they're opening a new hospital in Fort Wayne. It's going to be near Lower Huntington Road, near Airport Expressway. They first purchased that land right before COVID in 2020, and officials say it's been a long journey. $421 million, and it's going to be 5 floors, and it's going to create 500 new jobs. But what they're most focused on is providing affordable health care.
Patients should be able to come to the hospital and focus on their health care and focus on getting better and getting home and not worry about what may come in the mail after it.
Okay, they expect to begin welcoming new patients in spring of 2027, and Bauer tells us they should be doing an official groundbreaking on hospital construction within the next 2 months. So that's obviously a big move coming here to our Fort Wayne area, specifically the southwest side of Fort Wayne. Okay, I gotta bring in Liz for this. This is getting a lot of talk on social media. Now, the event at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas started with an interesting rendition of national anthem. I need to just be quiet here. Country music star Ingrid Andress
So proudly we hail by the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming.
About to
And
sneeze.
the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay, that is catching a lot of flash on social media. And it reminds me of when Fergie did it. I can't remember what basketball game it was, but I mean, you can see in those moments, the players are fighting for their lives to not laugh. All due respect, she is a 4-time Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter. I don't know any of her songs. Like I said, all due respect, I could never get up there and do it, although I think I could when I'm, performing in the car or whatever, but that was intense.
I will say my biggest nightmare in life is I've had this nightmare many times where I'm just somehow in a dreamscape in the middle of nowhere and they hand me a microphone and they're like, all right, we're ready for you to sing the national anthem. No, not me, not Liz Braden, never. That is my biggest nightmare. So I don't really care about this story because I'm like, she did it. If I was up there, I would have an anxiety attack. No way.
You don't care?
About her performance?
You don't care about this story.
I don't, because she did better than I would have done.
I don't know, Liz. You know who I'm trying to get meteorologist Chris Daniels to sing on air at some point because every once in a while when we're in the middle of, a commercial break during the noon show or whatever it may be, he claims he is an opera singer. I don't know if Liz, you've ever heard this, but every once in a while we'll get a little belt out from Chris Daniels.
Oh.
And I would love to hear him do the national anthem. But like I said, all due respect to her, I probably could have never done it. A lot of people are a little upset on social media. It would be a tough situation to be in, but that's all I'm going to say.
Listen,
I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I've got no room to talk because you don't want to hear me sing. I don't want to hear me sing, and I don't even want to think about it.
Okay, Liz. There's Liz Braden's strictest boundary.
Yep.
Never hand her a microphone and ask her to sing the
Please
Star-Spangled
don't. The last time I was going into church, last week, I was shaking one of the greeters' hands, and he goes, "Do you sing? You just have a really nice voice." And I said, "No, I do not. Please, no."
No singing from Liz Braden.
Nope.
All right, well, we want to talk a little bit about the weather. Please send us your videos or your photos from last night's weather. We're going to leave you guys today on a live look over Fort Wayne. It's a lot sunnier right now than it was. Of course, it was dark overnight. That's kind of a stupid thing for me to say, but it's like, the weather's looking up. I'm going to say that. How about that?
Yeah, I like that.
We're going to be back here again tomorrow. Have a great day.